Hello, hello, Sleek family and friends. Happy, Wednesday, April 1st. Not quite the April Fool's Day we're looking for, but happy April 1st. It's a Wednesday, it's hump day. We're halfway through the week. We're making it through this crazy time. And I know we brought you guys a lot of workout videos and even some Sleek boutique videos on the different retail items that we have. Hey everybody, let me know if you're watching live. We're going to talk about some nutrition strategy and concepts here. A little bit of it is lifestyle versus just nutrition, and I want to hear your feedback and your questions as far as what is the struggle for you right now. We're totally in uncharted waters when it comes to what we've got going on with our schedules and our routines and our lifestyles. So we're all kind of learning right here. So let's learn from each other. And we're gonna get this party started talking about 6 different strategies that you can use when it comes to your nutrition right now. So I've written down a couple of notes. And again, I want you guys to chime in the comment section whether you're watching this live or on the recording later on in the hashtag Stay Sleek Challenge Facebook group. So first one, we're gonna talk about water, right? How many of you have a routine with water right now? Or how many of you are thinking about your water intake? With routines changing, your water intake routine might be changing. And so strategy number 1 to making sure that you're keeping up with your nutrition and your health is get that water intake in, okay? Now, for those of you who know you don't drink enough water and you know you need to drink more, but you don't have like a strategy to go about it, I want you to do one simple thing. I want you to think about giving yourself clues or cues throughout the day for drinking more water. And what I mean by this is, hey Melissa, how's it going? What I mean by this, by setting yourself up cues or clues, is I want you to give yourself reminders throughout the day to have your mind constantly thinking about drinking more water. I'm guessing that a lot of you are staying at home right now because that's kind of the stay-at-home order or guidance that's in place. And so what can you do around your house to give yourself little clues throughout the day to drink more water? So for some people, we want to keep it super simple and we're like, hey, I need to drink a gallon of water a day. I have my gallon jug filled up at the start of the day and I'm gonna carry it around all day and drink it. But a lot of us, we don't want to carry around that gallon jug all day, especially if we're in the house. So some things you can do are set, like right now, okay, maybe right after this video, if you're taking notes, I want you to fill up a shaker bottle of water. If you have that at home, if you don't have a shaker cup, then just a glass of water. I want you to stick it either by your sink or by your bedside table. And the reason for this is what I do first thing at night, and I read this in a book called Atomic Habits, and it's setting up those cues. So in the morning, first thing, my alarm is on my bedside table. So that alarm goes off, I turn off the alarm, and I see my glass of water or my shaker cup. So the first thing I do in the morning after that alarm goes off, my brain's going, oh, the water's right there. I should drink it. Even if that's not the first thing I do, it's already got my mind thinking about drinking water. Maybe first thing you do, maybe your alarm is in your bathroom because you want to make yourself get up out of bed to go turn it off. So it forces you to get up out of bed. Set that cup on your sink. And as soon as you get there to go brush your teeth or wash your hands after you've used the restroom, you see that cup of water. Again, it's another reminder for getting more water in throughout the day. Maybe the night before you want to fill up 2 or 3 shaker bottles or 2 or 3 cups of water and put them in the fridge. So the first thing you do when you go out to the fridge, you open up that fridge door, and even if you weren't thinking about water, you open it up and you see those 3 containers of water and you have that other reminder, oh, I need to drink water. So you're continuously putting water in your path throughout the day so that you're reminded to drink it. Even if you only drink a sip or 2 at a time, that's gonna get you in the routine and the new habit of drinking more water. So that is number 1, your first simple strategy to increasing your nutrition and health habits during your quarantine. Number 2 is routine. Hey Kiri, how's it going? So do you have a routine right now? If you don't, it's time to put one in place, okay? So I want you to get out a piece of paper and pencil and start writing down what your current routine is. If you don't have one, I want you to write down what you were doing, what your routine was before the quarantine, and see how you can mirror that to what you would like to be doing now. If you don't have a routine in place, then you're probably kind of mindlessly wandering throughout your day and you don't have any goals throughout the day, and it's hard to get started on any projects or hobbies or anything because you don't have anything in mind to do. So get yourself a routine in place. For me, my routine is similar, but it's shifted. So now I'm not waking up at 5, I'm waking up at 6. So kind of my whole daily routine has shifted back a little bit. And even though my nighttime is a little bit more relaxed, I'm still trying to get in bed at the same time so that I can start my day at a similar time. So number 2, have a routine. If you don't know what your routine is right now because you don't have one, look at what you were doing before quarantine and see how you can shift it or match it in a similar way. Routines absolutely help. Number 3, a simple strategy here is to track your nutrition. And I know you're thinking, Danny, that's not simple. You spend, entire programs teaching people how to track nutrition. Yes, that's true. But guess what you have right now on your side? Time. You totally have time on your side right now. So this might be the perfect time to start tracking. And whether you want to do that at a very detailed level or at a very simple level, that's up to you. If you've never tracked nutrition a day in your life and right now you're like, I'm sitting at home eating everything in the house because I'm bored, now is the time to learn to start tracking. Tracking brings an awareness to what you're eating and what's in the foods that you're eating that's giving you the current body composition that you have. So if you aren't happy with that, or you know that you need to keep making progress, because we're all constantly focused on how can we become leaner, how can we build more lean muscle mass, how can we be in the best shape of our lives so that we can, support our families and just feel great all the time, start tracking. In its simplest form, and I did this with somebody today, I said, get out a sheet of paper and pencil, and I want you to, this week, just 2 days this week, 1 weekday, 1 weekend day. I just want you to write down everything that you eat. I don't want you to write down the times. I don't want you to write down the portion sizes. I don't want you to weigh it out. I just want you to write the items down that you are eating. And that is the basic way, the basic level to start tracking. So if you haven't done that before, that is a very good way to get on track with nutrition, is start tracking it and bring some awareness to what you're putting in your body. Moving on, number 4 is one that I struggle with. Get out the kitchen, okay? Give me a thumbs up right now if you have trouble getting out of the kitchen. You guys, I like to hang out in the kitchen. It's my happy place. My office space is on the other side of the kitchen, and if I'm not in my kitchen, if I'm not in my dining room, I'm in my kitchen sitting at the kitchen table right here so that I can see what's going on with the dogs in the living room. But I'm in the kitchen, right? I see a thumbs up. Yeah, it is hard to get out of the kitchen. And I have to say out loud to myself, Danny, you have your food, get out of the kitchen. So instead of standing in front of the fridge or eating out of the box of cereal or even healthy stuff, right? I have a bowl full of protein snacks over there. I will sit or I'll stand right there, and if I'm bored, I'll just eat the protein snacks. So my strategy here is put your food in a bowl, get a portion of it, and leave the room. Get out of the kitchen, because oftentimes when you finally force yourself to get distracted from food and onto something else, you're like, oh, I was satisfied. I didn't need more food. I was just bored. So step number 4, get out of the kitchen. Strategy number 4, get out of the kitchen. Number 5 is going to be get outside and move your body. So how does this help keep your nutrition on track? Well, if you're moving your body and you're outside, you're out of the kitchen, right? But if you're exercising, you're not eating. And I know it depends on the person, but a lot of times if we exercise, then we won't feel the need to eat as much or as frequently, because that kind of, it can, what's the word I'm looking for here? You're just not going to be as hungry all the time. Yes, exercising burns more calories, and you're going to be more hungry sometimes, but oftentimes you work out and you don't feel hungry right after. Maybe you were hungry before your workout, but you don't feel starving right afterwards, okay? It gets your mind off of the food and out of the kitchen. So that is number 5. And then number 6, this is a big one, and it kind of wraps everything together that we've talked about so far. That is accountability. So your 6th strategy here is telling somebody about what you're doing so that they can help to hold you accountable. This is not to say that somebody else, in your life has to check in with you every single day and say, hey, did you do these 6 things that you told me you were going to do? Are you on track with your nutrition? It doesn't have to be that way. But sometimes putting it out on social media or telling your significant other, hey, I'm really focusing on my water intake right now. Just help me to maybe, if you see that I have a water cup sitting out, just tell me that I'm doing a good job with keeping up with my water. Or maybe you just want to call and talk to your mom one day and say, hey, Mom, I'm doing these things and I'm keeping myself accountable and I'm staying on top of nutrition because what else can I do right now? Like, this is the best time ever to focus on your nutrition because you have the time to focus on it. So if your excuse or your reason has been, hey, I just don't have the time, I'm focusing on everybody else, well, right now you can totally focus on you. So even if it's just taking 5 minutes a day to kind of look over, what's my routine, or what kind of water intake do I have? Have I tracked anything before in my life? This is the time now where you can actually learn a little bit about your nutrition and take that time for you. So let's quickly recap these 6 simple strategies, and then I want you to put in the comments which one of these strategies you're gonna focus on starting today, like right after this video. I want you to put it in the comments so that we can help hold you accountable for your accountability, right? Okay, number 1 was increase your water intake by setting up different cues throughout your home to remind you to drink water. Number 2, focus on a routine. If you don't currently have a routine, remind yourself of what your routine was before the quarantine and create a new routine from that, or shift that routine to fit your new schedule. Number 3, start tracking your food, start tracking your nutrition. Whether you are doing this at the most basic level and using a food journal or even just a piece of paper and a pencil, or you're using something like MyFitnessPal and weighing and measuring everything out that you eat. Track your nutrition. It's gonna bring awareness to what you're putting in your body. Number 4, get out of the kitchen, okay? Get your serving of food and move to the living room, move to the dining room, heck, move to the bedroom. I don't care, eat in your bed. If that's not a rule in your house, eat in the bed and get out of the kitchen. Number 5 is gonna be get outside and move your body. That's gonna help to keep your mind out of the kitchen and focused on something else, like moving your muscles. And number 6 is accountability. So telling somebody, telling friends, telling family, writing it down, having somebody else to help keep you accountable to your strategies and your nutrition goals. Okay, so if I haven't heard from you yet, I want you to put in, so good for mental health. Yes, that's right, Mary. Moving around, drinking more water, all of these things are gonna help improve that mental health game, definitely. Debbie, hey, how's it going? So I'm gonna stay on here for an extra minute or so, and I want you to put it in the comment section. Which one of these 6 simple strategies are you going to use starting today? If you are focused on nutrition at all, what sounds like it's going to be the most simple thing to start with? You don't have to start with all 6 at once. Choose one. Choose one out of the 6. I mean, right now, could you go to the fridge or go into your kitchen right now? I know I said get out of the kitchen, but could you go get a glass of water from the kitchen right now and put it next to your bedside table or put it in your bathroom? Is that something you could do right now? I mean, maybe you're not watching this from your kitchen or from your home, but is that an option? Something else I know people like to do is to fill up shaker bottles, and I do this actually. I'll fill up 2 or 3 of these in the morning and I'll put them in a cooler in my truck, so that way wherever I am throughout the day, I always have some water and I see it every time I open up my vehicle door. What else? What else are you gonna start doing today? Tracking the food that you eat, the biggest struggle. Yeah, if you don't have somebody to kind of report back to, then it is really hard to figure out, okay, well, what's the point? You have to know it's for you. It has to be for you. And if you aren't sure why you want to track your food, then I want you to take a few minutes today, even if it's 5 minutes, and just sit down and write, like literally write down, why is it important for me to track my food? What do I want to get out of this? What are my goals when it comes to my health and my nutrition? And when you start to kind of write down those questions and start to answer them yourself, you're gonna find that that answer is gonna come to you. It might come only after you ask yourself the question why 5 or 6 times. But that's been, I've actually heard about that in a bunch of podcasts lately, is like the 7 layers of why. Ask yourself why 7 different times, and you'll really get into the deep layers of why your nutrition or why you're in health is important to you. And so really diving deep into that answer to figure it out is a good thing. Get out of the kitchen and move. Get outside. Yes, y'all have been kind of blessed. Like, it's been gorgeous out some of these days. I feel like it rains here like every other day, if not just, every couple times a week. But getting outside, getting some of that fresh air, it makes the biggest difference in the world. And to just do something to shift your mindset from thinking about food is huge. Absolutely huge. So yeah, getting out of the kitchen, getting outside. Cool. Okay, love it. Well, I'm excited to kind of hear reports back from you guys about the different steps that you're gonna take. Remember, keep it simple. Like, there's no reason to start your day off tomorrow with trying to do all 6 of these strategies, one thing at a time. If you can do one thing, what are you gonna do? That's gonna do it for me today. I hope you all enjoyed this information, and this was a little change up from a workout. If you have specific questions about nutrition or different video topics that you want us to touch on, we would love to hear from you, and we can make videos around that content. So let us know in the comments, even after this video is done recording or done live, and we'll get back to y'all. Have a wonderful afternoon, a wonderful evening, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.